Good evening, everybody. Welcome to today's League of Legends stream. It'll just be me, Bjorddd, here joining us today for this one. Well, still looking forward to it nonetheless. Co-caster Crispy's a little busy tonight, but no worries. Very excited to see our league guys hop into this one. And per usual, I can see that the screen is like a little bit tilted or slanted. It'll fix itself once we get into game. But for now, it's going to be exciting to see what some of the picks and bans are going to look like, because I did miss the ban phase, unfortunately, for game one. And we are going to get an Olaf locked in for Mascara. It's going to be very interesting. That pick has worked out in a Darius jungle. Very interesting. So this is a pick that's kind of fallen into the meta as of recently. It's not something we've seen before, but it's starting to get played a lot. So I'm curious to see how it's going to be utilized here by the Grizzlies. In the meantime, we're getting some picks we have seen before here on the Tarleton side. It's going to be Fuyu with the Ivern, Gimmick with the Ziggs. Oh, and an Azir pick side of the Grizzlies. Very high skill ceiling champion, but can be pretty solid and difficult to play against. So it's going to be a test for Gimmick for sure, depending on how good mechanically the Azir player is in the mid lane. Last of the bans getting finished up here for both sides. It'll be Rakan for the Grizzlies. And final ban about to come through here will be Katarina. And a pick we've seen from Lil Pao Pao before, but is actually going to be locked in by the other side. It'll be Varus. And the response will be the Xayah from Lil Pao Pao and Milio from Valdegrande. Definitely an interesting composition for the Grizzly side of things. Some champions that have a lot of potential, but take a decent amount of skill to be successful. And the Azir and the Camille. Then Varus Seraphine. Something we have seen out of our Texans. So hopefully knowing how to play against it, you would think. But there you go. There's the matchup. Gonna be very exciting to see how everything ends up getting played out. as we hop into game 1 of the series. As per usual, will be spectator delay, so after this final 20 seconds drains down for both teams to lock in their runes, we'll have that 3-minute spectator delay that we'll just be patiently waiting out before we hop into game 1. Now, normally this would be the part where my amazing co-caster Crispyfriedrice would come in and give us a rundown of a few of the champions that are locked in, but it seems that'll be my duty this time, so I'm going to go ahead and start with the Grizzly side. We're going to go ahead and talk about Darius a little bit. So Darius is one of those champions that's very good at all-inning. And what I mean by that is the more times he hits you with an ability or lands an auto attack, up to 5 times, those generate stacks, which ultimately do more damage and also cause additional bleed damage, which can be very good for all-inning and for his ultimate once he hits level 6. And Darius jungle has started to become something that people have locked in. I'm not too certain as to why. I don't have like the knowledge to like know about why it's become so meta, but I have seen it more often now. So clearly it has its benefits and it's been pretty successful for a couple teams. Then on the other side for the Tarleton Texan Esports, I'm going to talk about Olaf. Olaf's a very strong champion top lane, especially in the early levels, level 1 through 3. His ultimate allows him to be pretty much immune to CC, so he can continue just spamming abilities and landing attacks, not able to be stunned or really stopped. So it definitely can be useful in like team fights, as he kind of has to like draw in all the focus of the other team before they get ripped to shreds if the Olaf ends up getting like pretty strong or pretty fed in the middle of the game. But I'm ready to see how this game works out for Tarleton. I haven't seen the Xayah come out from Little Pow Pow in a little bit. It's been a second. I've been seeing a lot of Smolder and some of the other scalers. Xayah's kind of similar in that regard. You don't really expect a Xayah to be taking over the game early on, but it can be a pretty strong ADC come late game. So we'll see if Tarleton's able to move the game to that point. Spectator delay almost done now. Got about 40 more seconds before the start of game 1. Exciting stuff, and I just realized I have not changed the overlay yet. My bad, guys. Let me fix that. I knew I was forgetting something. This says UAH Charger Blue. Let's change that real quick. And we're all set. Oh, and very interesting. So this Grizz Maroon team's actually undefeated, so we have ourselves a game here. It's definitely going to be a test for our Texans. Nevertheless, definitely looking forward to it. Also, this Camille elected to take Teleport Ignite, as well as Ignite Ghost from Olaf. No flash on either one of the top laners. Very interesting.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
And for the Darius, it'll be Ghost and Smite. That can be pretty useful for Darius, so he can close the distance and land his hook. If he ever chooses to gank one of these lanes. No early aggression being shown by either team here. Both just kind of staying in position.
Minions have spawned.
Kind of just waiting for the minions to roam into the lane as we get started and head into this one. Once again, want to highlight that matchup in mid lane. The Azir against Gimmick on the Ziggs. Azir can be a pretty difficult champion to play against at times, depending on how good mechanically the Azir player is. I'm very interested to see how that goes. Both jungle is going to be starting towards bot side, pathing towards top. Grizzly's going to go ahead and level 2 first in bot lane. Top out taking a bit of damage. Both him and Val are going to be taken down to about half HP. Gimmick kind of being camped under turret at the moment. And it's actually going to be Darius going for an invade, so it is going to be noted by Tarleton. They have it warded. So it seems like they're just going to go ahead and let it happen. Mascara willing to do a bit of trading into the Camille, taking Camille pretty low, down to about a quarter HP. Darius is still kind of looking around Tarleton's bot side jungle. Might be working on a few of those camps. They were left up by the Ivern. In the meantime, Fuyu's going to move into the opposing top side and look to counter invade. Oh, and it's going to be the stun all-in attempt here coming from the Camille. Both ignites being used, and it's going to be Camille with first blood, taking down Mascara. Pretty nice find there. That 1v1 down, coming down pretty close. But it'll be Kronk to come out on top. It's going to be Pow Pow now applying the pressure, along with Val the Grand. Onto the Varus. It's going to be Ghost Pop by Darius as well, trying to chase down this Ivern. Fuyu's on the run. Let's see. No, not able to get away. It's going to be Kronk with a second kill. So early advantage here for the Grizzlies. We'll have to see how Tarleton looks to recover in the early stages of this game. I just showed some of the usefulness of the Darius jungle. Ooh, big damage being taken by Mascara, and he's not able to trade back. But yeah, like I was saying, the Darius jungle can be pretty useful in this early game. You kind of bully the enemy jungler, you look for invades and constant fights. You can kind of see why it's become one of those potential meta picks. Both bot lanes pretty much simultaneously hitting level 4. Now things start to slow down as these first objectives will be beginning to spawn here pretty soon. It'll be Dragon, Mountain Dragon, along with those grubs. Scare pretty much being forced to give priority here. Camille looking to zone him off of XP. Mascara's gonna hold his ground, just kind of let the wave push into him. That stun doesn't land. Mascara able to dodge it effectively, but it's actually gonna be the ult being used from Camille here. Doing a decent amount of damage, but taking a couple of turret shots in response. Now sitting about half HP without that ultimate. So if you're Mascara, you'll probably take that all day long. As Kronk looks to get in their reset here. Mascara farms under turret. They're going to do so successfully. Be a TP from Gimmick back into mid lane after getting in his reset. You can kind of see the impact that this Darius is having so far, as you down almost double CS and now being forced to pretty much sprint away from these grubs. Yeah, Fuyu in a lot of trouble here. Going to be hooked by the Darius. Doesn't look like there's going to be much escape. Yeah. It'll be the Azir grabbing that kill. Fortunate stuff there. For the side of Tarleton. Not really able to get much in return as Fuyu goes down once again. Seems like both bot lanes were able to get into a reset at some point. They've recovered some of their HP. And the unfortunate thing is, grubs were obtained by the Grizzlies, but the dragon wasn't quite gotten by Tarleton in response. It's going to be Mascara to look to all in the Camille. Camille's just going to go ahead and try and run away. Both those summoner spells being utilized. Mascara is going to continue to chase. Azir's going to be moving in that direction. It's going to be the ultimate for Mascara. He does not want to give up this kill. He continues to look for it, but he's not going to get it. With help from the Azir, Kronk is able to get that kill and continue to further extend his lead in top lane. Really unfortunate start for Tarleton. Gimmick's not able to do much to get those kills back. Yeah, it's not what you want to see. Pretty difficult early game for the side of Tarleton. In the meantime, Darius is going to go ahead and try and obtain that second objective now. So in addition to the gold lead, the Grizzlies might be looking at a 2 objective lead here early. Yeah, it will be the Mountain Dragon obtained. Root landed on the Pow Pow. He's going to take a bit of damage. They are going to try and go in on the support here. But Grizzlies are just going to look to kite away. Not take too much damage. Ooh, nice roots. It's going to be the flash being forced to use by the Seraphine. Pow Pow's going to continue to look to go in. And he gets the kill. It's a flash to follow up. Pow Pow still looking. Gets the double. Amazing play there, and it's just what Tarleton needed to try to push their way back into this game. It's going to be Azir on a roam timing, though. Let's see if the players from the Tarleton are aware of it. Now the Grand's going to kind of just CC him away. Yeah, I got to reiterate. Amazing play there from Pow Pow. That is a fight Tarleton needed to win. Try and push themselves back into this game. Good sidestepping here from Mascara. Forces out the Camille shield. He's going to get stunned and take more damage. Unfortunately, not able to get anything back for it either. He's just going to look to reset. Gimmick in a little bit of trouble here. So he was able to run his way. Not ready for the Darius, though, but good flash there. Might be able to keep himself alive. But the ghost being used from Darius, he closes the distance. Oh, and he gets completely dunked on. That is the strength of the Darius jungle. Once he gets in range and is able to kite you down, there's nowhere to go. It's a good flash attempt from Gimmick. Try and get away. An even better response for Darius, and as a result, Azir's going to go ahead and get as many places as he can while Gimmick's resetting. Ooh. Good catch attempt there from Pow Pow and Val the Grand. Gonna be the Varus ult utilized. Pow Pow is actually gonna get that kill. They're gonna continue to kind of look, but I don't think they're able to go in. Don't have any minions to guard them from these tower shots. They're not gonna get anything for it. In the meantime, Val the Grand actually went down. So he gets found by Varus there. So both teams kind of go support for support. Scare once again getting hit hard by this Camille. He's gonna get stunned up and he's gonna get taken down immediately. No chance for Mascara. It's Kronk. He is so fed at this stage of the game. He's going to continue to knock out those plates, and along with the 6 grubs that the team was able to obtain, a tough position for Mascara to come back in the top lane. Here's going to go ahead and look to reset after pushing that wave to Gimmick. Gimmick will go ahead and do the same. It's actually going to be first tower. Darius is going to assist in getting that tower. So once again, more progress being made from the side of the Grizzlies. Tarleton, you kind of look towards bot lane and be the saving grace of this game. But it's a lot to ask. But it feels like you kind of need more than one win condition. Nevertheless, we'll continue to go on here. Oh. Not sure what just happened, but we're back. Oh, nice sides up there on the Varus ultimate. Not landing. Oh, Mascara gonna be in trouble. He pops the ghost, gets hooked by Darius, and he's gonna be on the run for his life. Camille taking down Gimmick in the meantime, and now this pinch is coming through. Tarleton's gonna be forced to retreat. It's gonna be pretty much free dragon for the Grizzlies. Looking at about a 5k gold lead, only 13 minutes in. We are for sure in dangerous territory. Tarleton doesn't want to let this game get too out of control, too snowbally. Clearly the Darius jungle suppressive and is causing some issues. He's often involved in some of these like random picks that are happening across the map. Papa's gonna look for a catch here. Seemed like Grizzlies were somewhat aware of it. Doing big damage to the support, not quite taking the real DePuppy down. Now it's gonna be the ultimate forced to use by Mascara so he can at least run away. But he's under so much pressure. Charm's gonna land, Papa's gonna respond with the ult, and he gets taken out. It's Azir finding the kill. Valdegrand's gonna be on the run. Very impactful roam from Azir. In the meantime, Mascara's kind of just getting bullied under turret. What can he do? The answer is nothing. Karok takes him out immediately. This game's starting to get to the point where it feels almost unplayable. It's going to be a free tier 2 for the Camille, who continues to extend their lead. Sitting at 6-0 right now. Up 40 CS on Mascara. Quite frankly, hasn't been able to play the game. Looking like most of Tarleton's down 2 levels. Sides in the bot lane. Papa only sits a level down. A pretty clean game being played here by the Grizzlies. You gotta give credit. Getting a little bit of grouping being done here in mid while Mascara looks to side lane and bot. He's taking heavy damage once again though, and it's gonna be the dive attempt here. Response is gonna be the ult from Mascara. He's taking down the 1 HP. Yeah, and he's eliminated by the Ignite. Simply can't play the game. This Camille's gotten too strong, taking over. It's Darius popping the ghost. Oh, Papa's in trouble. He's gonna flash. Gets rooted again. He's in trouble. He'll go down. Like I said, The game is getting to a point where it does not feel playable for the side of Tarleton. Oh man, and now Gimmick's getting all in. Camille's on the hunt. Big damage, takes him out. Now Val the Grand Fuyu kind of trying to do everything they can to live. The Grizzlies are not making it easy, continuing to apply the pressure, and they're going to move immediately to the next objective. With the Herald in their sights. Really has you asking what can stop these guys at this point. As you don't often see this, Camille is now 3 levels up on Mascara. Pretty much not able to side lane whatsoever. Take a look at the scoreboard. It's a tough game. Lead is sitting about 8k. 2 dragons, 6 grubs, and the Herald. Every single objective obtained. Not really sure how Tarleton can bring this one back. They're going to make an attempt to get this Camille shut down. All of Tarleton's going to be moving towards top lane. And it's good timing for it too. Gimmick's being pressured. Seems like Camille knows she's going to be in trouble. Tarleton going to continue to chase. There's a nice knockup. Don't think Camille's going to be able to live this one. Yeah, shut down earn for Pow Pow. So the unfortunate thing here for Tarleton is they are conceding a 3rd dragon for this, but you have to make certain sacrifices when you're down this big, and Tarleton will go ahead and take that as they look to get this turret in top lane as well. Finally taking Kronk out of the game, just for a brief moment here. Respawning in about 15 seconds. Now, I will say, the response from the Grizzlies is pretty swift. They're going to take that mid turret and kite the Herald into bot lane. It's going to be Ghost from Darius. Oh no, Mascara's trying to run away. Can't get away. Azir takes him out. So the unfortunate thing here for Tarleton is, despite getting the kill on Camille and the turret, you'd argue the Grizzlies are getting a lot more in return. Another kill into Mascara and 2 additional turrets. Leaving only what's left in base for the Texans. Now with Kronk back up, how do you approach this one? Darius is going to continue to look. Invade Fuyu's jungle. It's going to be blue buff stolen away. And then immediately, the move is going to be towards Otacon. You might be seeing a massive team fight go down here. And the hard thing for Tarleton is being down so many levels, and here we go. There's a team fight. Valdegran's going to immediately use Flash, taking down the 1 HP. It's going to be a huge charm being landed on the Pow Pow, but he's going to try and go in here. Lots of damage. Replay gets the first kill with the Darius ultimate. Be ghost popped. Mascara continuing the look, continuing the fight. It's going to be another kill. Gimmick's going to be the second one to fall. In the meantime, Kabila's in Tarleton's base. Tarleton, you have to recall. Kabila's destroying your base, but Darius will not stop. He's on a killing spree. Fuyu's going to be the next one to fall. Double kill for Darius, and it's only Mascara left standing. And he just does not do damage to this Camille. Camille's taking infinite turret shots. It doesn't matter. Mascara falls down. It's an ace. Pow Pow has respawned. Gonna look to get this Camille off a turret. He's gonna be the ultimate come out. And Pow Pow running for his life, flashes, does get to live. But I don't see any way this game doesn't end. Gonna be the Otacon collected as well. The lead at this point is just too massive for Tarleton. All the players have respawned. But after one more successful team fight, the game will be pretty much over. Barring some kind of miracle. Pow Pow's gonna cancel the reset of Azir. Doing some decent damage. Gonna be Gimmick's ult coming out as well. Unfortunately, Azir's gonna punish one. Does get traded out. Shutdown earned by Pow Pow. So definitely not the worst case scenario. Losing the support in Val the Grand. For another shutdown on Pow Pow. The Grizzlies are not relenting with the pressure. They're going to continue to look and get the second inhibitor. While Kronk, who's now 5 levels up on Mascara, which is just ridiculous in its own. Mascara's going to do his best, but he pretty much gets one shot, taken out immediately. Pow Pow and Fuyu going to look to try and stop this man. They do get him. In the meantime, though, Gimmick falls to Darius. Now Tarleton has to try and defend their Nexus. Oh, with 6 grubs too. It's a tough task. That final turret's gonna go down. Darius landing the hook, taking pretty big damage. Pow Pow goes down. And yeah, that's looking like it's gonna be the game. These players are retreating in base, accepting their fate. And the Grizzlies win pretty comfortable game 1 here. In 24 minutes. Alright, we're going to head to a short, brief break before the start of the next draft. But game 2 will be coming up shortly. Alrighty, guys. Let me go ahead and swap screens first real quick. We head into the draft. Okay. So, not really surprised. Tarleton's going to immediately ban the Darius jungle pick. Caused some major issues the previous game. Follow-up from Grizz Maroon's going to be Jinx. One of Pow Pow's mains, which I haven't really gotten to see it too much in the matches, but Grizz is going to go ahead and ban it, along with Garen. He followed up by a Silas ban from Tarleton, which was banned in the previous match, and a Quinn ban from Grizz. Is one of Mascara's picks from the past. It'll be Viego, so another jungle ban for Tarleton. We get into the first few picks for both teams. Wow, so it's going to be a first pick in what I'd assume to be top lane. So we're going to get an Aatrox for Grizz Maroon. Very interesting stuff. Immediately followed up by a Sejuani and Ashe. Sejuani being kind of a tank in jungle. And obviously the Ashe ADC. Pretty common pick. With the ADC being locked in for Tarleton, the ADC will also be locked in the side of Grizz, be Ezreal. And the jungler will go ahead and be a Jarvan. Now, from what I've seen, Jarvan is oftentimes a pretty strong pick in jungle. Always seems like he's tough to take down. And there you go. We're falling back into kind of a classic composition here for Tarleton. With the Ashe pick and then Kin in top lane for Mascara, most likely. Not really sure what the matchup looks like for Kinnan into Aatrox. But imagine Tarleton thinks it's pretty decent, considering they go ahead and lock it in as their third pick. Final bands coming out here. Be Janna or Grizz, along with a Pyke and Karma, so 2 support bands for Tarleton. And final ban is going to be Seraphine, which Grizz are actually the ones who played that in the previous game. Doesn't look like they're interested in doing so here. You get a Thresh pick for Val the Grand. Fully completing our bot lane. Leaving mid lane the final position open. And it's going to be a Nico support, along with the Galio being played in mid lane. We'll see what the response is here for Gimmick. Sometimes plays Galio, and it's actually going to be Cho'Gath. I definitely have seen it before. It's proven to have like a few strengths as well. Definitely looking forward to that, but that is going to set us up for our match here. Go ahead and swap back. So you should be getting started here shortly.
Ah, come on. What's the worst that could happen?
I do not tolerate cowardice. Fear is the first of many foes. You can't cage
So once again here, we just kind of speed through the picks and bans that we went over already. But we're definitely getting a different look this game. Really for both sides, considering that Tarleton adapted their bans a little bit to the composition that Grizzly were playing in the previous game. And really what I'm hoping for the side of Tarleton is to see a more competitive game. Obviously, you can't really anticipate like picks like the Darius Jungle coming out and being so effective. But hopefully with the adaptation of their game plan, a little bit more preparedness, perhaps see a more competitive game. We'll have to see. Because once again, props to Grizzly. So they played a, I'd argue, be a pretty much flawless game, as they didn't really concede any objectives and worked well as a team to capture those turrets and respond to what Tarleton was doing across the map. Clearly proving why they're undefeated. But we'll see what the response is here from Tarleton after adjusting their comp and being ready for, kind of just being ready for what they're facing. Once again, we'll be spectator delay for about 3 minutes. We'll go ahead and wait that out before we hop into game 2. Alrighty, spectator delay over. About to head into this one. Oh, screen's gone black for a moment. Okay, looks like we're good. Excited to see the adjustments Tarleton looks to make here. Going into this game too.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. Seconds until minions spawn.
Tarleton are going to group here in bot lane. Try to maybe find a potential invade. Going to be spotted by the Nico. Oh, and it's flash being used, so pretty good value there being found from the side of the Texans. He flashes Valdegrand's hook. Oh, and the backport from Mascara being canceled. Could cause some delay in getting to his lane and top. So he'll just go ahead and run that direction. Oh wow, so the hook actually does land there for Valdegrand. Puppy's in trouble. Damage being done. And it's going to be Pow Pow to find a huge first blood. So already a better start to this game for Tarleton. Since Nico wasn't able to have that flash because of the early invade. No way of escaping the ignite and all in there from Pow Pow and Valdegrand. So really well done there. Really interested to see this, I guess you could say the highlighted matchup in this one, in my opinion, is going to be Kennen into Aatrox, because I don't really know much about it. I'm curious to see how it goes. Scare having a bit of range. Might be able to find a little more success in this game than they did in the previous game. As after those first 2 kills, Camille is pretty much untouchable. Gimmick taking some big hits from Gallia early on in this one. Scare taking a few hits as well. And that Aatrox combo. Taken down to about half HP. Gonna respond though. Pretty much the same amount of damage. Oh, Mascara, once again. The dive attempt being done here by Replay, but it's not going to work out. It's going to be a stun landed by Mascara as well. A good dodge there onto the dive from the Jarvan. Oh, and Gimmick, unfortunately, don't think he's going to be able to get away from this one. It's going to be Flash coming out from Replay. Yeah, Mr. Predator finishes Gimmick off. However, he is able to pull both the Flash from the jungle and mid lane. So he doesn't live. But pretty good value nonetheless. Oh, and Pow Pow's actually going to look to go in here. Valdegrand going to get the kill. So massive work being done here in bot lane early in this game. Seems Pow Pow's is going to look to get this wave pushed in to maybe get in a potential reset. After landing the kill onto the Ezreal. Mascara is fighting inside of his minion wave here, so I'd say he is favored against the Aatrox. Yeah, Kronk's going to go ahead and have to leave. Pretty well done there. Now these first objectives have finally spawned in. We're going to see what each team looks to prioritize here. The problem Tarleton was facing last game is because the Darius was able just to invade and kind of get priority on these objectives, killing off Fuyu before they spawned. Tarleton wasn't able to trade objectives as you often want to do in these kind of matches. But now, it seems that's what's going to go ahead and happen. Grubs are going to be attained by the Grizzlies, while Tarleton looks to go ahead and secure this first dragon. Yeah, Gimmick is going to work his way down to this dragon, try and clean it up. He's actually going to use the ult on the dragon as well. Mascara doing some good sidestepping here. Going to use the Kennen ult. Doesn't quite land the finish onto Aatrox, but does a decent chunk of damage. Now, Mascara does have to be aware that Aatrox does have his ult as well and is able to heal up. Ooh. Flash is going to come out there from the support. Pressure being applied as Fuyu kind of leans here towards bot lane. They're not going to commit on the dive. Okay, that's the ult from Aatrox popped and a flash from Mascara in response. In the meantime, more fighting being done here in bot lane. They're actually going to go ahead and land another kill. It's Valdegram with the Ignite. He's taken down to about 1 HP. In the meantime, Aatrox is going to get in his reset. Well, overall, this game looking much better here for Tarleton in the early stages than it did in the last one, as they are trading objectives and on top in the kills. Scary's going to go ahead and also grab a plate. He has TP, so if he's able to land this reset, he can get back to lane, no problem. Pow Pow's going to be in a little trouble here, not expecting the Jarvan. Does take down the enemy ADC, though, and does get to live. Incredible stuff. Fuyu's now here to assist as well. Not only does Pow Pow live, he kills off the ADC once again. And Tarleton looking much better on this game too. Jarvan is going to go ahead and stick around in bot lane for the time being. Eventually though, will elect to reset. Getting hit pretty hard by the Galio in mid. Valagran's gonna go ahead and rotate up. He's trying to assist Gimmick in pushing this wave. Now once again things kind of calmed down. Once again, Valdegrand and Pow Pow doing a bit of fighting here in bot. Eventually gonna back off. Wave will get pushed in, and Pow Pow and Valdegrand do look to reset. In the meantime, not a whole lot of trading being done. Both mid laners sit at full HP. As I say that, though, Mascara is going to go ahead and pop the ultimate. Deal big damage, but also take a bit of damage himself. But he doesn't have the ultimate at his disposal anymore, and as a result of that, Jarvan is going to once again look for the dive onto him. It's going to be a Jarvan ult coming out. Mascara not going to live. Let's see if replay goes down. He does. So good news for Mascara. He's able to trade out that kill, but Aatrox will go ahead and get plates as a result of this. With the jungle eliminated, I'd say pretty good value as well, as Tarleton's able to secure their second dragon. So overall, the result of that dive play onto Mascara, not the worst whatsoever. Luigi's going to kind of hang around bot lane along with the Jarvan. Have to be careful. It's going to be the flash come out from Pow Pow and the support. Dodging that Nico ultimate. Good reaction there out of Pow Pow. To keep himself standing for now. It's going to be Valdegrand to land the hook. Huge kill there. Catching the Nico pretty much off guard. Wasn't aware of how close our bot lane was at the time. Pow Pow and Valdegrand continue to land plates. Valdegrand's just going to go in. But Jarvan was hanging around bot. Pow Pow doing even more damage. That's the Galio. Eventually he's going to get shut down by Jarvan, but not before he picks up another kill. Valdegrand looking to try to keep himself alive. Looks like he will. But yeah, Grizzly's having to commit a decent amount of resources to finally get Pow Pow down. But not before losing one of their own once again. Gimmick gonna get taunted. Taking good damage, but he will not go down. Tarleton sitting at a just over 1k gold lead. In addition to those 2 dragons. There will be 6 grubs obtained once again for the Grizzlies. Could be helpful in knocking down a few of these towers. Valdegrand, willing to play aggressive. Stun's gonna get landed onto the ADC. It's Valdegrand to get another kill with his Ignite. I believe that puts him at 3 now. So yeah, 7 kills in our bot lane. Very impressive. Yeah, Pow Pow starts to run away with this game. Looking at a huge win condition for the Texans. And Mascara not out of it at all either, as he sits above Aatrox in CS slightly. Along with that 1 kill, he's able to get onto the Jarvan. Yeah, it will be first turret for the Texans in bot lane. Very nice job there. Ooh, Gimmick being forced to flash. Jarvan looks for the dive, but he's not ready for Fuyu and Pow Pow to be here. Looks like a catch is gonna be happening. Val the Grand's gonna get another kill. Hilarious. The Thresh has 4 kills now. This Thresh is gonna be huge. Not something you often see on Thresh, but this Ignite, along with getting like the last hit, definitely making an impact here in this one. I'm gonna go ahead and look and try to secure this Herald. Oh, and the double stun, the ult into the Thresh hook. It's gonna take down the puppy. Pow Pow dealing big damage. That's another shutdown for him. This Ashe is unstoppable. Pow Pow lands a huge double kill, awarding that objective for Tarleton. And what a sick combo too, as you look to the Ashe ultimate into the Thresh hook. Pretty much an infinite chain of CC, guaranteeing that kill, because once the Ashe damage gets up there, you're not gonna stop her. Now Pow Pow sits at a comfortable 6-1 as he looks to reset and potentially purchase his next item. In the meantime, what's kind of been like an AFK farming simulator in top lane, besides the dive attempts. As I say that, it's going to be all-in attempts from both top laners. Be the Aatrox ult and the Kennen ult coming out. Neither one's going to fully commit off of it, though. Aatrox is going to be taken down pretty low. It's going to be the flash onto Mascara, and Kronk's going to win that fight. Mascara not quite ready for the flash to come out. But in the meantime, Tarleton secure their 3rd Drake. So still getting something in return for it. But you got to give credit to Kronk because he's playing, once again, another pretty clean laning phase. He's going to be able to take down this entire turret. Gimmick won't be there in time to stop him. Because now he just looks to get in his reset. See if Gimmick's able to maybe cancel it. Not quite. It looked like he was looking for it, but he wasn't able to. In the meantime, Val the Grand's going to get pulled into the turret. He's definitely in trouble here. He gets rooted, but he's still alive. This Thresh is tanky. Pow Pow going to flash away from the Jarvan ultimate. Galio comes out. Pow Pow on a killing spree. How much more can the players in Tarleton find? Might just want to try and look to get out here with their lives. Another Thresh hook's going to be landed, but Pow Pow's not going to go in on it, sitting on pretty low HP. But Mascara's arrived. This Galio is going to have to try and get away. He won't be able to. Val the Grand with yet another kill. This Thresh is now up to 5 kills. When's the last time you've seen this? What a crazy game. Good flash there from Pow Pow to avoid the Jarvan ult. But now, chances are this look to get in the reset. Very interesting stuff. Tarleton is now up to a 5k gold lead on Soul Point. You'd argue the teams have kind of swapped positions here. The 19 minutes, Tarleton clearly having the advantage. Bronk being one of the main win conditions for the side of the Grizzlies. Gonna look to fight Gimmick a little bit here. We'll back off after landing a couple of auto attacks. Otacon has spawned in bot lane. We'll see if any of these teams pursue that objective. Pow Pow landing the Ashe ultimate. Not quite able to go in on it though. Ooh, good hook from Val the Grand. Valdegrand getting yet another kill. It's 6 for him, but he's gonna eventually get shut down by Aatrox. I believe it was almost a bait setup, so the hook's gonna be landed from Valdegrand, but overall, Grizzlies are able to earn 2 shutdowns. Only losing to Ezreal, who's kind of just like out of the game. So you'd argue that's a worthy trade, as now they look to go for this Otacon objective in a 4 versus 3. Aatrox ult and Jarvan ult are not available though, so Tarleton could look to try and pursue this. They had to use a lot of resources to take down Pow Pow and Valdegrand. They're going to be respawned anyway, so besides the shutdowns, Tarleton won't be losing anything else. But a pretty well designed play there from the Grizzlies. In the meantime, Tarleton immediately looking to go in on this objective. And Aatrox, being in top lane right now, has his TP up, but I don't think they're going to react in time to see this going on. Yeah, Tarleton's going to go ahead and get this one for free. Oh, Galio in a lot of trouble. That Thresh is infinitely CCing him. He stood no chance. Predator's going to be removed, and now disadvantage here. Now Gimmick's going to be the next one in trouble. He's going to flash out of there. But this is the whole point here for Tarleton. If you're the Grizzlies, you cannot afford to give this up. Gimmick's going to go ahead and reset and probably TP back here for the fight. But here we go. Another stun being landed. That's the Nico ultimate. He's going to go down immediately. That's Mascara getting the first kill. Aatrox is going to be the next target. Taking big damage. Shutdown earned for Valdegrand. Kill for Gimmick. All the kills going in favor of Tarleton. Flash comes out from Mascara, and that is all cleaned up. It's going to be soul point for Tarleton, and it's an ace to secure this dragon and push themselves further ahead. We are looking at the most fed Thresh we have ever seen in our lives. But landing the catch on the Galio is huge, and as you can see, Pow Pow's damage is just absurd. Oh man, another Thresh hook. This Galio cannot escape Pow Pow as he finds him once again. And now Tarleton with that Mountain Soul. A lot tankier. He's gonna go ahead and invade the jungle as well. This is getting dangerous for the side of the Grizzlies. They're on the receiving end of the game they played in game 1. Shows how quickly things can change, and also the resilience of this Texan Esports team. We're gonna have to see if they can close it out. Game's obviously not over. But you're sitting comfortable at 7K. One more team fight could do it, as they've removed pretty much all these turrets. Except for the one in top lane and the one in mid sitting at about 1 HP. Gimmick is going to go ahead and get this Aatrox off of the bot lane turret. Tarleton, believing they are the stronger team here, gonna look to try and force the Baron, while Gimmick and Aatrox kind of preoccupied in their fight going on in bot lane. Yeah, this Baron's gonna be pretty much uncontested. Tarleton just gonna go ahead and get that for free. Another hook from Valdegrand. Replay taken down immediately. These Thresh hooks are brutal. Valdegrand is having himself a map as he just continues to go in. Doesn't quite land that one. Pow Pow gonna. It's another Thresh Hook. Val the Grand is making the lives of the Grizzlies a nightmare. This guy might be Thresh IRL. As now, Tarleton looks to try and finish this game. Inhibitor is going to be taken in mid lane and top. Mid lane and bot, excuse me. As these final players are pretty much camped in their base. It is another Thresh Hook. Ezreal's going to keep himself up just about. Able to escape that one. Third inhibitor's taken down. Tarleton using their Baron buff, trying to end this game. Both turrets will fall. We're going to get a final team fight here. Flash and Nico ult's going to go in. Here comes the team fight. Kinnan ult in response. Mascara finds first blood. Double for Mascara. Followed up by Pow Pow. Pow Pow is unstoppable. Final player left. It's going to be Croc. He has had a good map, but it's not enough. Tarleton takes game 2. We're going to game 3. As you look at the final stats here, Val the Grand. Can't emphasize enough. Pow Pow obviously having an excellent map. 14k gold, 12 kills, but this Thresh was a problem for the side of the Grizzlies. And we're going to have to see what both comps are going to look like going into game 3, as we pretty much got a steamrolling in game 1 and a steamrolling in game 2. Excited to see, or really what I'm looking forward to, is seeing what is going to happen here in this game 3 and what the adjustments look like for both teams. Nevertheless, we're all tied up at 1-1. We'll be right back at the start of game 3, or start of the draft for game 3, excuse me. Do not go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody. This series deserves it. We're heading into Game 3 after an outstanding Game 2 from our Texans here. But both teams ready to play as we look into the draft. And I can't help but laugh. You saw what the Darius Jungle was doing to Tarleton in Game 1. You saw what the Thresh was doing to the Grizzlies in Game 2. Both are going to be banned for Game 3. Not shocked. It was pretty evident which champions were having impact here on the server. And the remaining bans are going to be pretty similar to what we've seen so far. It'll be Silas and Viego, along with Garen and Jinx from the Grizzlies. But here we go. What does the game plan look like here? Tarleton's going to have first pick. And they elect to go with something we've seen all year long. It's going to be the Maokai, likely getting played in jungle. So definitely nothing stands out about that pick. But something Tarleton can kind of just rely on. Ooh, very interesting. So we're going to have a Yorick locked in. Now, Yorick has a little bit of flexibility, so I'm not quite sure what the role is just yet. Could get played in mid lane, top. I've even seen it jungle, but that last one's pretty unlikely. Definitely interesting stuff. Grizz has tended to pick their top lane. At least from what I saw in the second draft. They locked in top first. And it's going to be followed up by a Caitlyn in bot. Always pretty strong at ADC. And the response here for Tarleton is going to be Tristana for Pow Pow. Clearly having something in mind going into the Caitlyn matchup. I'm mostly curious to see the side of the Grizzlies, see how their draft continues to progress. Considering that Yorick is a little bit flexible, I don't know if it's top 100%. Tarleton gonna go ahead and lock in the Ziggs once again, which we saw in Game 1, being played by Gimmick. So that'll likely be the same case here. The Ziggs mid lane. And with the Pyke not being banned, it's going to go ahead and fully lock in the bot lane with Pyke Caitlyn, Pyke support. And now the final bans are coming through for both sides. It's going to be another ban on support. Will be Leona. Tarleton's going to go ahead and get the Aatrox out of the way, which I'd argue is one of the more impactful champions in the last map, despite Grizzlies not really being able to do much during the game. And wow, a third support champ's going to be locked in on the bans. It'll be Braum. We're going to have to see what Val the Grand has left to play. Final ban for Tarleton will be Katarina. As now it is Grizz pick here. One of their final two champs. Likely be mid jungle, assuming the Yorick is top. That pretty much confirms it. Syndra is going to be mid. Tarleton, let's see what they elect to lock in here. Final two members that haven't been selected will be Mascara in top lane and Val the Grand as support. It'll be the Poppy for Val the Grand, which still has a lot of CC chains and a lot of potential there. And there you have it. It'll be Jace for Mascara. One of his best champions. And if you haven't gotten the chance to see his Jace yet, you're definitely in for a treat. One of his one tricks there in top lane. And wow, very interesting. It might be the Olaf locked in, which is a notable counter matchup for Jace, and it's something that Mascara did play in game 1. With that being said, I don't know if we're looking at... It looks like we might be looking at a Yorick jungle then. Wow, okay, very interesting stuff. So we're about to head into the game here. Go ahead and swap my screen again. I'm very excited. This series deserves a game 3 for both of these teams. Grizz undefeated in the season so far. Tarleton sitting at a 4-1 record.
What's the worst that could happen?
You can't cage me for long. I say. My heart was already broken.
I wonder if that fooled Tarleton during the draft.
Many foes.
I wonder if seeing the Yorick made them assume it was top like I did. Maybe not expecting a counter matchup in Olaf. But I will say it's going to be difficult for Mascara to try to work around this. Knowing him, he definitely can do it. But yeah, it'll be the Yorick jungle, as you can see. Very curious to see how this works out.
I must not fall.
Think carefully, my friend.
Is that fear I smell?
Final 2 picks getting locked in before both teams confirm their rooms and some spells. Is once again 30 seconds. We'll be waiting out the spectator delay before we get into an exciting game 3 to close out a fantastic series between both these teams. Here we go. Game 3. Could not be more excited here, guys. Let's make sure everything on the stream's good for this one. Looks like it. Okay.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. Seconds until minions spawn.
Well, here we go. It's going to be invade attempts from both teams. Not going to be fighting each other, though, as they are on opposite sides of the map. They are going to keep looking. It doesn't seem like they're going to be running into each other.
Minions have spawned.
Oh, wow. Look at this. Eventually, they are going to go ahead and trade places on the map. So similar idea there from both teams. They kind of path the same direction. I'm going to be interested to see how Mascara looks to play this out in top lane. It's a very difficult matchup. What Olaf can do is he has range with his axes. He can slow Mascara down. So Mascara tries to poke at him. He can get in range and pop the ghost and look for an all-in. So it's not easy by any means. But for the time being, it seems though both teams are looking to kind of just play it safe here in the early game, not give up any early kills, just kind of farm away. Which makes sense. We're at a game 3. The early game is definitely going to matter a lot. Gimmick's gonna be doing some pretty big damage onto the Syndra. Yeah, Syndra actually taking down the 1 HP. Gimmick could potentially look for an all-in at some point. Now Fuyu is in trouble getting invaded by the Yorick here. Yorick is actually gonna be able to get that blue buff. Gimmick's gonna rotate over. I don't think you're gonna be able to get him. He's just gonna rotate over through the jungle, taking some heavy hits, but not gonna go down. He's having to expend the ghost to keep himself alive. Oh, there we go. There's the engage from Val the Grand and Pow Pow. It's Ignite being used as well. Not quite able to take down Pyke. The puppy gets to live. Val the Grand going the flash here. Pow Pow looking for the all-in here on Pyke. He is going to get it. So he gets first blood. Going to be traded out by Kate. And Kate's looking for more. Val the Grand trying to escape. Not going to do it. Replay takes him down. In the meantime, Mascara getting all in by Olaf. Not able to get away. So pretty decent start here for the side of the Grizzlies. As you get a kill onto their ADC. And once again, Kronk gonna be a problem here in top lane. So Scary, it looked like he made that one pretty close, but wasn't quite able to beat him in that one versus one. Once again, getting hit hard here. Gonna go ahead and bash him away. It's gonna be a support roam actually by Pyke. Gimmick's gonna be forced to flash. Mascara took a decent timing for his reset, as Olaf was hiding in the bush waiting for him to try and walk back to lane. Ooh, and it's going to be a turn from Pow Pow and Val the Grand. The puppy in trouble, gets taken out. Val the Grand with the kill. In the meantime, the rest of these players have rotated down to the Dragon. Fuyu going to try to escape. Not going to be able to. It'll be Syndra going to get the kill. And it should be Dragon secured for the side of the Grizzlies. Pow Pow. It's rooted there for a moment. But ultimately, just going to choose to give that one up. Gimmick. Doing some trading here with Syndra. And it seems Pow Pow's is going to look to try and push this wave. Maybe get a potential reset as they're sitting pretty low HP. Scare. Pretty good trade there onto the Olaf. But unfortunately for Tarleton, after conceding that first objective, Grubs are going to be the next target here for the Yorick. So they might be facing the danger that they faced in game 1 where they're not trading objectives. As these first two, the Grubs and that Dragon, could be obtained here for the side of the Grizzlies. Gimmick has to be ready for this pike. Oh, and the hook doesn't land. So Gimmick is going to survive. Well played there, and Syndra took some big damage as a result. Yeah, Gimmicks can continue to do big damage. Predator might be forced to take a reset. That TP will be coming up soon here. Yeah, he'll go ahead and get that reset in now. Yorick kind of hovering towards bot side along with Fuyu. He's going to look to engage here on Gimmick. Gimmick looks like he's somewhat aware of it. It's going to be the Maokai ult landed here. Just trying to buy Gimmick enough time to escape, which it will do. Pow Pow going to do a bit of engaging. It's going to be a flash from Kate. Good flash timing there to avoid Val the Grand. Avoid that CC. Mascara running phase rush, able to run away and dodge the Olaf. So another good trade there taken by him. Olaf is going to wrap around the backside. We'll see if Mascara is prepared for it. Looks like he has it warded. Oh, Mascara once again kiting down this Olaf. Olaf's going to pop the ghost actually. So Mascara baiting out one of the summoner spells. Pretty huge. Yorick is going to go ahead and path his way towards top. Olaf might be looking to try and bait Mascara in. Yeah, they spawn the ult in top lane. Might be looking for a dive. Mascara's going to flash onto Olaf here. Looking for the kill. He gets it. Can he live from this Yorick though? Not able to, but huge kill there from Mascara. Able to get one, facing that 1 versus 2. A nice proactive flash. This next wave of objectives is going to be spawning in here pretty soon. It's actually be Olaf to TP top lane immediately. But their wave has disappeared, so they're not going to be able to fully finish off this turret just yet. And Mascara has returned to lane as well. Oh, Val the Grand in trouble. Taking big damage, dodging the pike execute. I say that, but he does go down. And Pow Pow falls as well. The dive attempt doesn't quite work out. K ult finishes off Pow Pow. And with those deaths, likely dragon secured here to the side of the Grizzlies. So they'll get their second dragon along with these 3 grubs. Objectives needs to become a priority here for Tarleton as we enter the mid stage of this game. And it seems that's what Fuyu is attempting to do here, as Maokai has worked their way onto the grubs. Kronk once again seems to be taking a good amount of damage here from Mascara, who's doing an excellent job of kiting down the Olaf despite the counter matchup. Pow Pow gonna go ahead and secure another plate. As Yorick doing some big damage to Val the Grand. Val the Grand trying to force Yorick under turret. Doesn't quite do it. Ziggs ult comes in as well. Along with the Kate ult. Man, there's so many people down here in bot lane. Pow Pow doing everything he can, but he will not be able to live. It's a double for the Syndra. Now, that is going to be the first turret grabbed. Unless Gimmick has something to say about it. Like Gimmick's going to just try and clear the wave so that they can't get this turret. Yeah, he's able to do it and then some. The tower actually finishes off Pyke. Well played there from Gimmick. Is now they're not able to get that first turret yet. So big value being found out of the Ziggs. Mascara sitting a level up on Kronk in top lane. Pow Pow and company are just going to go ahead and look to steal that blue buff. Mascara continued to effectively trade this Olaf. Olaf not really showing much of an issue or problem for Mascara so far, other than the early death. As Mascara's scaled a little bit, become more of a problem here. But he does have to be careful. He's got the support and jungle roaming towards topside once again. He has to be ready. Seems like he is aware of it now. How much defense can he play? The entire team's on him. He is going to be able to take down Yorick just about, not quite, sitting on 1 HP. Kronk is going to get the finish onto him. So that 1 versus 3, tough to play out. And they do ultimately lose that first turret here in top lane. Or I say first turret, I think maybe Pow Pow was able to grab the turret before that. I wasn't quite sure which one came first. It's about a 4K gold lead here for the Grizzlies. Tarleton, I'd say not really as out of it as I felt like they were in the first game. Hook's gonna get landed onto Val the Grand. He's gonna have to run away here. Does flash. Kate ult not quite enough to finish him off. So he doesn't quite get caught there. Malkyle are going to go ahead and root the Olaf. Able to get this turret and get out no problem. Now Mascara has kind of moved his way into bot to try and side lane, where Syndra is currently located. Ooh, Fuyu's gonna have to flash out of that one. As Grizz continue to apply the pressure here. Red buff's gonna get stolen along with a few of these other jungle camps. Oh, and Gimmick's gotta watch out. Olaf's on his back. It's gonna be an ultimate pop from Olaf along with the ghost. Gimmick's gonna try to run away, but he gets slowed. He does get to live though, as it seems like Olaf was aware he's getting baited in. So the rest of Tarleton kind of just waiting around. And now it's Mascara once again under a lot of pressure. He's not going to be able to live this one. He gets done and he gets finished off by Kate. These coordinated dives from the side of the Grizzlies are really making it hard for Mascara to play the game. He gets pretty much 100 to 0'd. Tarleton's really having to play from behind and try to find their way back into this one. Fuyu's now sitting a couple levels down in jungle. Scare's gonna be spawned back in, has the teleport available if Tarleton wants to look to team fight. They are still at a slight disadvantage. Herald's gonna get obtained no problem. And Grizz are sitting on soul point as well. This next dragon is going to be a priority here for Tarleton. Skira patiently waiting in the bush here to try to trade into Kronk. Chipping away just a bit. Texans are kind of just staying grouped here. Not wanting to get caught at this stage of the game as those respawn timers is up significantly, and the coming of these objectives, Tarleton's going to need all 5 of their members alive to stand somewhat of a chance in being down 7k gold. Pike Hook does miss. As you can see, most of these players are grouping in bot lane towards the Otacon. See if Tarleton makes an attempt to try and stop this one. Yeah, it's going to be the Maokai ult to come out first. We'll see how much more it's going to be the Poppy ult to follow it up. Val the Grand going in, taking heavy damage. He's going to get found first by Kronk. Followed up by the Olaf ult. Olaf takes down 2. It's a double for him. Gimmick going to be the next to fall. Oh man, Olaf's just messing with them, staggering him slightly. It's a triple for Olaf. Final member of Tarleton is going to be Mascara, but he can't do much. And with that lost team fight, Tarleton in a rough spot to try and get back into this game, as the lead is now up to 10k. You gotta give credit to the Texans for trying the team fight, because you can't afford to give up any more objectives. But with a lead like this, it feels almost impossible. As Grizzlies is kind of starting to pull away. They're gonna take out that bot turret inside the base. And eventually just back up and get in their resets. Dragon's gonna spawn in less than a minute. Tarleton might look and try and team fight again, but it's just such a tough position for them. Maokai's gonna go ahead and cancel the backport of Syndra. This could be huge for Tarleton. Ziggs ult comes out. Syndra sitting on 1 HP does get finished off. So a huge catch here for Tarleton leading up to this dragon. Could maybe swing things in their favor. Now the Grand's gonna cancel yet another backport and actually get the kill into Caitlyn. So Tarleton finding their way back into the game off of individual plays. Now Val the Grand does go down for it, but he's gonna get traded out. It's Pow Pow to get the kill. And this is exactly what you needed if you're Tarleton to give yourself a chance. They're gonna get this dragon and delay the soul from being earned. Maybe even the turret as well in mid lane. Exactly what you like to see. Tarleton has to be careful. They're gonna get re-engaged here by Syndra and Olaf, 2 of the more fed members on. Yeah, Syndra pretty much one-shots Pow Pow there. Mascara try to do what he can. Does some big damage there onto the Olaf. Fuyu tries to follow up, uses flash, not going to be able to escape though, goes down. And now Mascara is going to be the next target as Yorick kind of just waits for him. Uses smite. Mascara, don't know if he can get away. He cannot. Predator with another kill. And just when you thought Tarleton might have been able to get themselves back in the game, more kills go the way of the Grizzlies. But Tarleton were able to secure those 2 turrets in mid. So it's not the worst case scenario. Barrett could potentially be the next play here for the Grizzlies. Try to force out another team fight from Tarleton. Backport's going to get canceled once again from Val the Grand. Doing excellent work there. Take a quick look at the scoreboard here. Ooh, and Predator finding another kill. The Syndra's combos is starting to hit pretty hard. He's able to one-shot Pow Pow and Val the Grand for the course of these last few minutes. Tarleton still leaning towards this objective. Staying wary. Jace's gonna go get info. Gonna see that they're not on it. Now following the reset here from the players on Grizz, it could see an attempt get made. And here comes Tarleton. They're gonna make an attempt to go in on this Olaf and try to catch him. It's gonna be some CC being landed by Fuyu, followed up by the Olaf ultimate. Mascara taking big hits. He goes down. But he's going to get traded out. It's going to be a shutdown earned for Gimmick. And now here comes the team fight. Bjorddd going to land the root onto Predator. Predator taking down Fuyu. Bjorddd trying to get the finish. Doesn't quite get it. The ignite wasn't enough. It's a double kill for Pyke. And the last player standing is going to be Pow Pow. And he can't do much. Pyke is just going to go ahead and try and track him down. And Pow Pow's going to go ahead and win it. So Pow Pow does ultimately take down the Pyke, but should be Baron earned here. As Yorick is able to solo this. Possibly with the help of Syndra. But it is taking them some time. Tarleton has been able to respawn, so no, they're not able to secure the Baron just yet. The difference being, could be that kill that Pow Pow was able to get onto Pyke. So good stuff there out of Tarleton. That team fight ultimately benefiting them. Now you wonder, when's that next dragon going to spawn in? This will be another attempt, excuse me, on Soul Point for the Grizzlies. We have to be careful. Still down a couple levels on this Yorick. About taking a bit of damage. Not gonna go down though. Has time to get in the reset potentially before this dragon. Or this fight. Mascara is gonna continue to try to zone the Olaf here. Top lane. Pow Pow able to reset, and they're going to immediately begin the dragon. We'll see what the response is here from Tarleton. And Fuyu maybe tries to look for a steal. And not quite getting it. A good attempt there from Fuyu to try and earn that steal onto the dragon. But it is going to be Soul Point here. Or the Grizzlies. Scary. Going to chase down Olaf just a bit. In the meantime, though, the rest of the Grizzlies have rotated up here. They're going to look to go in on this. Mascara taking a bit of damage. Bjorddd with the flash over the wall. Shutdown earned on Yorick. And now this is a good team fight here for Tarleton. Mascara with another shutdown. Pow Pow just explodes the Syndra during all that. But a nice 2-for-1 and a couple more shutdowns earned for Tarleton to try to keep themselves in this. The longer this game goes on, the more Tarleton can try and close the gap, especially with some of these levels. And that's ultimately the goal if they want to try to look and win this game. And if you're on the other side, the Grizzlies, you want to use your lead, try to end this thing as soon as possible. Tarleton's not going to make it easy. Aldegrand's gonna have to be careful. Does get vision though onto the Pyke, so he will not be punished. Good awareness there. Olaf has officially hit a level 18, so he's maxed out. He's gonna be dangerous at this stage of the game. Both teams are kind of leaning towards this objective once again. Tarleton not wanting to give up the Baron. Both teams continue to try and poke. Catch any kind of mistakes. Oh, Gimmick's got to be careful. The Syndra damage is no joke. And Gimmick gets absolutely one shot. The flash wasn't enough to save him. And now this is the cue for the Grizzlies to try and start the Baron. Let's see if Tarleton have any kind of reaction to this or if they choose to give it up. Looks like they're trying to go in. Baron gets earned. But here comes the team fight. Bjorddd landing the stun. Pow Pow takes down Yorick. How much more can Tarleton find? Bjorddd gonna go down here to Croc. As now Pow Pow in trouble, gonna use the barrier. He explodes. Mascara on the run. It's gonna be ultimate from Olaf. Mascara will not escape. It's a triple kill for Olaf. And with this Baron buff, they can make a lot of progress. As everyone but Gimmick's gonna be a while till they respawn. I don't know how much Gimmick's gonna be able to defend. As with that huge team fight, the Grizzlies are in a much better position now to try and close this one out. Gimmick's gonna go ahead and pop the ultimate to try to chip away at these players. Not really doing enough damage though. As all three inhibitors actually are gonna immediately drop. However, I don't think they're gonna look for the end. They're gonna go ahead and play it safe and just back out as the remaining members of Tarleton have respawned. But now, after losing triple inhib, being against a Baron buff, along with conceding soul point, Tarleton has to try and dig themselves out of a massive hole, which could arguably be insurmountable barring some kind of miracle. I'll have to see. Pow Pow sometimes has tricks up his sleeves for this kind of situation. But this one could potentially be too much to ask. They're gonna group towards mid. I'm trying to find another catcher, possible team fight to go in on. And here comes the push. Pressure being put on. It's going to be the stun landed by Bjorddd. A little bit of chip. No commitment from Mascara, though. The super minions have pushed their way forward. With the Baron buff, they're going to look to converge in on these players. Yorick takes some big damage from Pow Pow. It's going to be the Maokai ult to land the root onto the Caitlyn. Caitlyn taking big damage. Pow Pow finding first blood. Followed up with a kill by Syndra onto Maokai. Pow Pow in trouble. Gets executed by Pyke. And now, Tarleton facing a disadvantage. Mascara taking some hard hits. He's going to be able to one-shot the Pyke. But it's not enough. In the meantime, the Nexus goes down. And it's going to be a 2-1 series victory for the side of the Grizzlies here, which will close us out for the series. Honestly, a much more competitive Game 3. Credit to the side of the Grizzlies. They made it pretty hard for Mascara to play the game with those dives. And then getting those objectives early on. Maintaining that lead in the early game was just too much for Tarleton to try to overcome late. But they made a good effort there. Pow Pow sitting at 17k gold. Clearly was a bit of a force in this game. At the end of the day, the Olaf was just too much to deal with. The Syndra, too much to deal with. Having too much damage. And enough sustain. Tarleton will eventually lose this series. So they'll, I don't know if this is the last game of the season or not. But Tarleton will go ahead and fall to 4-2. Grizz remain undefeated as we get even closer to playoff week. But that'll go ahead and do us for tonight. Thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully it wasn't too awkward with me just solo casting here tonight, but it was a lot of fun as per usual. I appreciate everyone who tuned in the stream. And I don't think we'll see you guys next week, but we'll have Siege in here tomorrow because next week's spring break, but we'll have Siege tomorrow and we'll see you then. Thanks everyone for watching.